for joining us for a night of survivors. I am Leisha McKinley Beach, and I will be serving as your host. And I'd like to introduce this young man. I know a little bit about him, just a little bit. My husband, PBX.
PBX in the building. And I might say, look at you. And that pretty old young song.
Well, thank you, baby.
Yes. And welcome to Night Survivors, like she said. And we're going to have some fun. And we want you to have some fun as well.
So we're really excited that tonight we will be introducing some amazing survivors, who will be telling their stories, and we'll be introducing some amazing artists as well.
We got some good music on the way, guys. Real good.
Yeah. So you know what? Let's not delay it any further. Our first survivor is someone that I know all too well.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my mom. And my mom is a nurse. And I know that being a part of the healthcare system is stressful enough. But I can't imagine what it has been like to be a nurse during this COVID pandemic.
Yes, sir.
And so we just want to take a moment first and just give a shout out to all of our healthcare workers.
We do appreciate you guys. We really do.
Absolutely. We thank you. We thank you for your service.
Yes.
But I'm really excited for you to hear this message from a healthcare worker that is obviously very near and dear to us. So let's just take a listen to Nurse Cindy Howard.
Take a listen.
I chose to be a nurse right after my mom passed end-stage renal failure. And in this time, in 2020, I chose to go places that I've never been before as a nurse during the COVID year. I've been in states where COVID was really bad from the beginning, and just taking care of the residents, praying for them, holding some hands. Some made it and some did not. And coming back home and working in a facility in Northwest Florida, taking care of an elderly lady who was not, did not get out the bed, did not hardly eat, and ended up with COVID. That was kind of heartbreaking for me because I was the one who was taking care of her during this time, and she was moved into the COVID unit. I came in one morning and found out that she had passed, and that kind of really got to me because this is a resident who did not even get out of the bed. So saying that it was like a staff, somebody had to bring it in to her. And being that she'd not seen her children for months and, just couldn't do anything for herself unless staff did it for her. COVID has been heartbreaking, disappointing for me to see that people do not want to follow the guidelines, CDC guidelines, or listen to what God is trying to tell us. I just remember, my daughter, saying, don't sit down, continuing. If you get where you can't stay the 23rd Psalms without gasping for breath, You need to go somewhere. If you can and you're allowed to, get the vaccine, because there's so many myths about why you shouldn't, but only a few about why you should. And I would say get the vaccine because of your immune system. It will help. Even if you've had COVID before, get the vaccine because you can get it again. And I continue to say, to God be the glory.
PBX. That was a little emotional for me, but it was a reminder for me as well that, you know, some folks are saying, what can we do, right, in the midst of this pandemic? Pray and uplift our healthcare workers, and something you reminded me of earlier was also our essential workers.
Yes. As a former essential worker myself, and the way I would go to work and put my mask on, and I know how they feel out there. So I definitely give my hands to you. You know what I'm saying? Give y'all.
Yeah. I mean, and we appreciate them. You know, we appreciate and we uplift all of you. You know, thank you all for your service.
Yes.
Well, our first artist is someone who truly gave of her service as a mother, her service as a first lady of a church, and we're talking about Sister Cynthia Beach. Now, some of you know that Sister Beach transitioned from complications related to COVID last year. But my husband, her son, was able to get her to do one recording before she passed away.
She been begging me. She was begging me to do it, Lord. And I'm like, okay, Mom, we're going to do this.
Yeah, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you did.
Yeah.
Those of you who know her already know the song.
You already know what it is, guys.
You know the song we talking about.
And it is
One More Sunny Day.
Take a listen.
If the wind never quits blowing, and those gray clouds always cover the sky, and those billows just keep rolling, then it just rain all the time. And yes, Lord, if the moon decided not to shine at night,
that was amazing.
Yeah. And I know we have access to some amazing contemporary gospel music, and I love it. But every now and then, I need one of those traditional songs like One More Sunny Day. And let me tell you, when your mama, not your mom, when your mama gets to this part and she says, and the billows just keep rolling, I love it. It just rain, rain, rain all the time. Yes, Lord, if the moon decided not to shine at night and those stars decided not to give out a twilight, Lord, you gave me, yes, you gave me one more sunny day. Yes, Sister Beach, you gave us one more sunny day. And we love you. Rest in love, our dear mother.
Yes, love you, Mom, love you. Well, this next performer, he knows her as well because that was her husband.
Yeah.
And as y'all may know him as Pastor Beach.
Now that's how I know it.
Yeah.
I know him as Pastor Beach.
Yes. But his recording artist name, as well as our artist of platinum level, goes by The Gatherer. Take a listen.
I want to talk about the song that you hear, One More Sunny Day. Song is sung by my wife that have been deceased. But I tell you, it's an incredible song, and I enjoy it every time I hear it. Matter of fact, every time I hear it, it brings tears to my eyes. And I just want to thank you for just listening to it and allowing yourself to feel God's Spirit through it. I'd just like to tell you a little bit about her because we was married for 36 years and we had 8 kids. And I just want you to know that she was an incredible woman, and it kills me to lose her. But God has blessed me up and kept me up in spirit because I believe she's with him right now. And she loved the Lord with her heart. So I just thank God for her and everything. And she kept us together. Me and the 8 kids kept us together and everything. I miss her very well at times, but the song that she sung was One More Sunny Day, and I believe right now she sees that one more sunny day. And sometimes I get up myself and when it's bright sunshine outside, I understand what she was talking about. Lord, give me. I thank you for one more sunny day. Again, for the second song we're about to hear is My Journey. And it's kind of combined with the same song, One More Sunny Day, because the journey I've been on was a long journey. And on that journey, Miss Beach, Sister Beach, who's passed on, was with me all those years. And she kept me. Again, she kept us going. And I just thank her for this journey. And that it was so easy to be able to sing that song because the journey we were on, it was long and hard. But I thank God she went with me. But I just thank God for the song. My journey was sung by myself and DC. We call him DC, Devon Cameron. And it's just a long journey.
My journey has been long and trying, but it was God's grace that kept me from dying. You see, through God, I have no fear, because I know that Jesus is here. Oh, My journey will take me where I belong. My journey will find my heavenly home. My journey, oh, I will never be alone. I will never be alone. There's a place that I have in my mind, and I don't want to be left behind. There's a place that I long to see, and it's called my destiny. My journey will take me where I belong. My journey will find my heavenly home. My journey, oh, I will never be alone.
Yeah, now walk with me, Lord, walk with me. Please take me by my hand, Lord, and guide my feet. I'm trying to display a little bit of loyalty, but it's not too many people in my life that's loyal to me. Yeah, and it's the truth, but I ain't tripping. It's DC and DG on the sanctified mission. Going a full head of steam, no stopping, no intermission. Gotta ride this path out until the journey is finished.
My journey, take me where I belong. My journey will find my heavenly home. My journey, oh, I will never be alone. I will never be my journey. Oh, I wanna find my heavenly home. Oh, my journey, I will never be alone. I'll be with you, Jesus. I'll be with you, Jesus. I will never be alone.
Hello again. I'd just like to thank you all again for the music you heard. And next it will be Minister Rose Caldwell, who will be talking about surviving the loss of a child.
But one thing, when she said she put on a song by Jesus Culture, and said that, and George was in there at that time, and say he opened his eyes and raised his hand up and smiled to let him know that he was okay. But it's still, it's hard. It's really hard to know that he's not here with me. It's just a grief that any parent, you don't look for your child to go before you do.
Right.
And to see him in that condition, he never complained. Although he was in a lot of pain, he never complained. Never did. I asked him how he doing. I'm doing okay. And he would be in so much pain because the nurse would ask him, what is his pain level? And it'd always be a 3 or 4 when it would be higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
But he never would complain about it. And I just, day after day, I know she had asked him when the hospital nurse wanted to know about if he wanted to be buried or cremated. And he said cremated. And I thought, well, if he even passed, he won't be there. It's just his body. So I did that, and they called me to come and get it. And when I got it, I just held on to it and cried all the way home. I say, Lord, you got to help me through this, because it's just like it just happened just over and over again to me. And I try to, go on, but it's really, it's rough. It's rough from day to day. It's rough. And I said, it'll get better, but you never get over it. It's something that you can never get over. And I just, late at night, and I look at his obituary, and I miss you, Larry.
I wish you didn't have to go so soon, but I understand. I say, Lord, you had it all planned out for him. And you done said my prayers and everything, and I'll eventually fall on to sleep because for a little while I wasn't sleeping at all. Just going just motionless through the night. And then when Leroy, that Sunday night, he come in, he started talking, and he just broke down crying. And I knew it affected him a great deal because he'd been there since he was 10 years old,
Yeah.
a part of his life. And that did a lot to him too. And so, I've had one minister tell me that because one apostle, when his daughter was killed, he was up preaching and told me how he did. That he let out a holler the first time, but then he went back to preaching. And I thought, I'm not that apostle. Everybody, God make everybody different. And I'm different, you know. You haven't been through it. You won't know what it feel like. But I've had him. I say, I thank God for having him for 50 years, to see him grow up and to see him go through life changes and so forth. And even the last 4 years, I say, I've been with him, encouraging him. And every time I would go and see him, he would always tell me, he said, I'm talking to God, just me and God. And so that really helped me to know, that he was communicating with God.
Yes.
And so one say, well, I don't know about the deathbed confession. I say, you don't have to know about it. I say, but God knows. Long as there's breath in the body,
That's right.
He gives everyone a chance.
That's
I
right.
say, I know for a matter of fact. I say, my son was talking to God. He gave his life to God. So I'm not worried about where he gonna be.
Minister Caldwell, we just want to say thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
For sharing such a personal part of you with us. And although I don't know what you're going through, and I pray as a mother that I don't have to experience it. Because we know that the natural order is that our children are supposed to bury us, not we bury our children. I can't begin to imagine the type of pain and void that has left with Larry's passing. But this much I do know to be true, that our Creator is a comforter. He is a healer. But He also understands our human experience. And that as a pastor and as a minister, I know that we expect that you bounce back and that you ready to just minister. But as a mother, I know that you have to have your human experience and to grieve the loss of a child. We know that you will survive it. But we also want you to know that we are here for you. We're praying for you. We're sending love and light your way. And I do hope that you find some comfort in knowing that, Larry and I both were raised in the church together, and that you did your part in training up a child in the way that they should go. It doesn't mean we're not going to make mistakes. It doesn't mean we're not going to have some dark seasons. It doesn't mean that we're going to do everything perfect. What it does mean that when we find ourselves in those places, in those situations, we know that there's something greater than us. That's what you gave to Larry. And so when Larry came to this crossroads to transition from this world, he had all the tools that he needed to make it happen. And where he is, the rest of us are striving to get there. So thank you. Thank you for sharing him. Thank you for sharing you with us on this evening. I'm very honored to introduce our final survivor of the evening.
Yes.
Now, this young man I have known for over 25 years.
Wow.
A long time, PBX. he probably is saying, watch out, now don't tell my age. But when I met him, I had just graduated from college and I knew all the science I needed to know about HIV.
Yeah.
But he made sure that I brought with it the compassion and the love.
Yes.
And I have been a better educator and trainer for it. And so I am so honored tonight to share with you what I've been getting for the past 25 years about including God in the work that we do, even in sexual health, so that we are able to show love and compassion for all people without judgment. Let's take a listen to Mr. Wendell Martin's story.
Wendell.
You know, today I can say in 2021, I'm a survivor. If you would have asked me this question in 1983, I would have said I'm a victim. Because at that time I found out I was diagnosed with HIV and AIDS and everybody else was dying. So I felt like I was a victim of this disease. And I blamed everybody but myself. And I had to come to the realization that I had to blame myself and accept accountability and responsibility for what I allowed to happen to me. It wasn't no one else's fault. It was me because I made a choice to have unprotected sex. The pleasure was great. The reward, I cared for that pleasure as a life sentence dealing with HIV and AIDS. I didn't know how to deal with it back then, but through the grace of God and knowledge and power and wisdom and people caring about me when I didn't care, God brought me from being a victim to being a warrior to being a survivor. I'm a warrior because a warrior does not give up. And with that warrior attitude, it keeps me surviving on a daily basis. Because I'm taught through Christ, I can do all things. I learned to survive by becoming actively involved in the process that was going to affect my life and how it would affect the lives of other people to come, to set a standard that we can live by and not be judged, but instead be loved, no matter what we have or no matter who we are. AIDS does not discriminate. It affects any and every community. It kills. And it takes a lot to survive from this disease. We are winners. Believe that, know that, live that, be that, and you will survive it all. Now I'm turning it over to PBX.
And that was Mr. Wendell Martin, my boy from the home state, Florida. Yes, and that story is very interesting. It touched me very deeply. Didn't know that he was going to do all that, but I'm glad he shared it.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, this next one that y'all going to hear is my boy DC in the building. Woo! Man, let's take a listen.
When I think about of how I was inspired to do this song Survivor, at first it really wasn't even my idea. I was presented with the music from PBX and he was just like, hey dog, I want you to do a song called Survivor. And me, I'm just like, all right. But not knowing, the way God operates, when he does a thing, it's, strictly in order. If you're gonna write a song called Survivor, understand you're gonna have to survive something first. So as the days went on, I wrote something down, and then a month or two would pass, and then something else would happen. I write something else down. But when 2020 came, man, that was it. That's when I completed my song there. I just took everything from past experiences leading up to this point, and then this is what we came up with. And what I really want people to take from this song is that it doesn't matter what you go through. I know you hear it, you've been hearing it since you were a knee-high to a grasshopper, but it doesn't matter what you go through. It doesn't matter what amount of chaos you may see on the news, social media, what have you. You can survive it. But you also have to believe that you can survive it. So be a survivor. And now, the moment we've been waiting for, the world premiere of my song featuring PBX, Survivor.
You ever come out on top in a situation and wonder how you made it? I believe they call those survivors. You survive. Tribulations and trials at hand, they always seem to overlap. Never knew they made them that bad, but somehow I have to make amends with the loose ends. You got a couple baby mamas and a few kids, and you ain't seen your baby daddy in a few years. I know you try to tough it out, but it hurts, and now you're wondering how you're gonna make it work. And you don't get a lot of love from the church folk, man, some of them a joke. So it's like, what now and what next? Rent doing ain't no money nowhere. I know it seems like nobody don't care, so you smoke and drink a little till there's no feel. It's still a cold world with no chill, but here's a little something you should tell yourself. Tell yourself.
It's okay, yeah, it's alright. You've seen a lot of dark days and some hard times, yeah. Your strength lies within you, I know you can find it. Weariness endures only for a night, yeah. But you won't stay now, in due time you will rise.
Talk used to be cheap, but now it's free of charge. You gotta walk a little different when you set apart. You try to love and you end up saying no mas. Cause how you gonna mend a heart with a broke heart? Dealing with people sometimes, man, you just can't take it. Apologies with no change is manipulation. So when you done all you can, try to stand on it. Folks still make you wanna put your hands on them. Hey, don't let your feelings get the best of you. Cause peace and God is the realest thing I ever knew. True, and never worry about your bankroll, cause God'll take you to some places money can't go. You already know.
made it through. I'm a survivor. My friend, I survived.
We thank you so much
Yes.
for joining us this evening for a night of survivors. PBS, let me tell you.
What's that?
When I hear Survivor
What?
and I hear your production and DC's lyrics,
Yeah, he is deep.
he really is. I tell him he is a conscious rapper because he makes me think, not just tap my feet, you know. But the combination you two brought together with Survivor is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And I just want to know, like, why and how and.
Man, I wrote this song 5 years ago along with DC, and I did not know what we was gonna go through 5 years ago, and now I'm seeing it to this day. Now I really get it. And I'm glad we all survived.
That's right. I am too. You know, we have experienced something that 100 years have gone by since people have experienced, you know? And so for most of us, this pandemic only will come once in our lifetimes. And we have survived it. And we thank you and DC in the building. For this great song. And we thank you for tuning in with us on this evening and listening to these amazing artists, these amazing survivors. But guess what? The party doesn't stop here. We have a watch party happening on Facebook Live. You get a chance to hear from these artists, the survivors. Bring your questions, bring your comments.
Ask anything you want.
Yeah, ask anything you want. If something they said inspired you, let them know. Come on over to Facebook, and let's keep this conversation going.
We'll see you there.